Hello, gorgeous soul. Welcome to Susie's Enchanted Crossroads. I'm Susie, and this podcast helps you navigate your journey through the crossroads by taking a deeper look into witchcraft and spirituality. So settle in, grab your beverage of choice, and let's get this episode going. Hello, gorgeous souls. I missed you last week. Let me tell you, you may or may not know this, but I am a fellow Virgo, and I was celebrating my solar return. And I already had this episode already lined up, but I waited just in case, something else popped into mind or I got a download of some sorts. And then my family, love them, they came in from out of town. They threw me a huge party. So I spent my time with them. And when, if you have someone that's out of town, you just want to spend every moment with them. And it's that bittersweet moment of sadness that when they leave, but overall, my solar return, my birthday was amazing thanks to my loving family and my friends, my husband, my kiddos. Like, oh, they just made it so very special. So I just wanted to shout that out. And thank you all out there because I had been posting on my socials. And thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I had my Amazon birthday wish list out there and just reading the messages and and just being around this energy just made it feel so amazing. So that's where I've been. How have you been? I'm going to go ahead and take a sip of what am I drinking? Cran apple juice. And tell me, how have you been doing? Hmm. I am so excited for this episode. I feel like I'm excited for every episode. However, I can't wait to get into these next topics that you all have sent into me, questions or just curiosity. I love it. And I'm excited to share with you some birthday magic. So let's go ahead and get into it. Birthday magic is so beautiful. I think magic in itself is just amazing because it is your practice. But birthday magic is all about you. And the things that I'm going to tell you that I've done, um, and maybe some other things I had heard other people have done and I've adopted could be done very low effort, very easy, and other things maybe a little bit, I don't want to say grandiose, but maybe putting in forth more into it. But a lot of these things you can do if you're in the broom closet, so to speak. You got to practice on the DL. You don't want anyone else to know. Um, or just maybe you're all out there and hey, this is what I do and it is what it is kind of deal. So, yeah, let's get into it. I like to celebrate, and obviously, right? Some people celebrate all week, all month, all season of their zodiac sign, and super cool. But I myself really do start reflecting the day before my birthday. And the day before my birthday, I'm like, all right, this is the last day and last few hours that I am going to be this age. And for myself, I'm always in the thick of work. We've been back at school for at least 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, and it's always chaos. There's a lot of going on, and so I get it if you're always just surrounded by people and you can't catch your breath. But making that mindful time of like, man, just reflecting and maybe going through photos or videos from last year. And last year was the very first year that on my birthday, I was by myself. My husband was out of town. My birthday landed during the work week. Um, During the work week, where like, my parents were working late and my sisters and, they're out of town. And oddly enough, last year also, my birthday fell during Mercury retrograde. And I remember just having oh my God, how did Mercury retrograde, how did it affect you all this year? Mercury retrograde ended the 28th, right? So I was like by the skin of my teeth just missing it, right? But last year I was in the thick of it with Mercury retrograde. And man, did I feel like every single fucking day of Mercury retrograde. And I was alone and I was by myself and I had to really figure things out on my own. And like, and when I say obviously, I'm used to figuring things out on my own anyway, but like, I was using my husband's vehicle. I didn't know about it. It was breaking down. I got a nail in the tire and it was just, I had to lean on some friends to take me to work. It was a madhouse. And at that moment, I really felt like I could lean into and ask people for help. My neighbor um made me dinner and made sure to check in on me, and my family did too, but that was just kind of the energy surrounding last year. And the cake that I had, my student actually gifted me at school that day, a small little cake. So that was my cake, or else I wouldn't have gotten a cake for myself, obviously. And everybody was on FaceTime and saying happy birthday to me. So it was the first time I'd ever been alone on my birthday. And I reflected on that. If you reflect the year before, it's like, damn, this time last year, you know how um all the socials are doing it now, right? This time last year, this time 5 years ago, and just really seeing those pictures and video, I was like, damn, last year I was by myself. I completely forgot about it. Completely forgot about it. So this year, what I'm going to be mindfully doing is really utilizing my camera and my video almost as like a vlog, so to speak, so I can go back, but be mindful in doing it. Maybe doing I have journals and I'll get into that, but if you don't have the t it's difficult for me. I love to write. I do have a little bit of trauma with writing in a journal, but easier if I can just bust out my phone real quick and just do what a one, I mean, you can do as long as you want, but like a minute, just a little recap, you know? So this year, on Friday, I was bummed out because I was at work. My family was in town. I had to work late, like super late. And because I coach and we were on a lightning delay. And so I just happened to be recording. I didn't even have this thought, right? But as I was reflecting all of that, I can go back now and be like, oh, yeah. So when next year rolls around, I can be like, oh, yeah, I remember that day. But when I came home, my husband's the best. He had flowers, dinner was waiting for me, a glass of wine. Um, it's just a wild way to close out the year before my birthday. So that is one thing you can start doing. If you're not journaling, you could utilize your phone that way. And what I'm going to do is actually have, when I record, put it into an album. So that way I can specifically look back and be like, ah, I remember this. And that'll be kind of just visually, how I can look into the past year. Anywho's, here we go. So, moving in, waking up birthday morning, right? Hopefully you're getting some messages, some love, if that's what you're, hoping for into. Some people really don't like that, but I do. I love hearing from people. And sorry, rewind. The night before, you could change your bed sheets. So that way, when you wake up in the morning, you have new bed sheets. You could smoke cleanse and just, clean around your bedroom area to get a restful night's sleep so you feel well rested in the morning when you wake up on your birthday morning. Okay, so here we are, birthday morning. Um, I normally I just, I wake up. I happen to be on a weekend. Oh, I just enjoy in the morning, snuggling with my doggy and my husband. And really stepping into the day very mindfully. You could shower off if you didn't do it the night before. I did because I was working all day, just showering off, like, all right, and cleansing for my birthday coming up. So you can take a cleansing bath or shower the night before or day of. What else did I do? Obviously did my makeup very mindfully, as I normally do. I do a lot of glamour makeup and what we're gonna wear as far as color magic, and I have all of that as well as like the days of the week, that kind of magic in past episodes. So if you haven't heard that, go back. That's really gonna help really bring in that that extra oomph of magic into your special day. If you drink coffee or tea or water, really putting in the intention for your birthday, whatever you want to bring in, whether if it's calm, um, abundance for the day, just really focusing on your day. And we'll get into the year to come here in a bit. These are all easy things that you can do under the radar. No one would be the wiser. Same when you are picking out jewelry or even hair accessories at this point. Really protecting yourself and grounding your energy for your day. Because sometimes it can be chaotic if people want to be throwing you parties or you're going to be around a lot of people. Best to just start with the clothing and day of the week magic. Um, and hello, candle magic. People don't realize that if they celebrate their birthdays, that's magic right there. That is candle magic. So with your cake, it could be intentional, the flavors. If you're bringing in abundance, with maybe you have a strawberry shortcake, chocolate cake, vanilla, whatever, you can really utilize the elements of what's being made in the cake for your abundance. But easiest for everybody is candle magic because you put candles on your cake. So utilizing candle color magic into your candles. And you're making a wish. Obviously, everybody knows this and they don't think it's spell work. It 100% is. But as you blow out your candles, save your candles. Now, I never saved my candles. I never thought to. So this one was new. This one I did grab from where did I grab that from? I had heard it before. So to save the candles from your cake, just save them, put them in a zippy, and you can utilize them later. Whatever wish you're making, you can continue to light those candles later on. You could write your wish on a paper and use the birthday candles to safely light your wish paper up and then allow the cooled ashes to blow out outside and may the universe take it. Another thing that I love to do with the candles, you can even save the wax once it burns all the way down. And with that wax, you can actually start making spell jars. Now, I love flowers, and I receive flowers for my birthday, and I have plenty of roses from the party. So a lot of them are still alive. Some of them I offer to my ancestors and my guides because I have a lot. So the deities that I work with, saints, my higher self, my whoever you work with, I share my flowers with them as a sign of gratitude. Thank you for watching over me. Um, being with me, protecting me, my family, listening to my petitions, enter whichever. But another thing you can do with flowers is you can dry the petals out. And once they're all dried out, you can actually use that in either a candle spell with some chime candles or maybe even a 7-day candle. Save majority of them in a sachet, and you could use that for abundance magic, love magic, what have you, later on in the year. You could put them in a spell jar, as I was saying. So you could put the petals in a little jar or a container with the candle wax if you let them melt all the way down. your wish or petition inside, and any other herbs or spices you would love to put into your jar with your wish, with your abundance, with whatever it is that you're bringing in. Now, if you're waiting, you can actually make that spell jar and then use the candles to or use the wax from your candles to seal the jar. And you can have that on you. You could put it on your altar. Um, maybe you open it up for the next year when you celebrate your birthday for the following year and just give thanks. If you don't want to put it in a jar, like I said, you can put it in a little sachet and you can hang that like on your doorknob, at your desk at work, anywhere. That sucker can go anywhere with you. So those are some things that I like to repurpose: the candles, the wax, and flowers. Super, super easy. That's what I love to do with mine. Now, the only thing is that if there's supermarket flowers, please do not use them to ingest, because I would have loved to have made maybe some rose water, but I don't know what pesticides was used on the flowers. So I normally just use them like in, my spell jars or candle ritual magic for later, um, or sachets, things like that. Okay. You could also, or what I've done is make solar water and moon water. These are my favorites because you can make a lot or a little, and nobody will be the wiser, because you can very inconspicuously just have a glass of water or a jar of water and just leave it out covered. And then later on, put it in a container like a mason jar and then just save it for later. But I love to make solar water because it's just a beautiful day, whether whatever the weather is, right? For me, it's like it's my day. It just holds so much significance and magic. Like I'm here and this is what I do. And you can even see, obviously we're in Virgo season, what kind of energy do I want during this season when I have the solar water, a lot of energy. Almost like that happiness, the star just moving forward into a new birth year. The moon water um is like, kind of closing out the day, but I'm grabbing that energy from the moon and being mindful of what phase it's in. And that way you can really utilize and what sign it's in, because just because it's Virgo season, the moon isn't going to be in Virgo most likely. So just depending on whenever your birthday is. So I make solar and moon water, and what you can use that for, anything and everything. I know I need to make an episode on this, but sprays, protection sprays, energy sprays, um, use it in your coffee, your tea, water your plants. You could give it to your pets, uh, drink up yourself, whatever it is you can, clean your house with that moon or solar water. The possibilities are endless. So those are the two things that I love to make as far as water. Super, super easy. If you're into numerology, um, I love to look at the number of which the day and the month, day, and year, right? So if you were going to do the numerology, and I think I've gone over this for like the first of the year, but you would take the month you were born plus the day plus the year, and you're adding each single number up. So if you were born in, I don't know, we're in September now. So if you were born September 2nd, 2002, you would add 9 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Oh my gosh. I didn't even know that, right? Because you are adding up each individual number and then you'll get your number. If you get a double number, like, I don't know, a 34, you would break that number down two and then add those two until you get a single number. So I like to do that with my actual birth date and year, and then I like to use it with my birth date and the current year. And just kind of a reminder of those numbers that I see. right? As far as numerology. So for myself, for this birth year, my number happens to be two. So as I look at the number two and I read tarot, that is the high priestess card, right? And it's intuitive. The number two is very balanced. I love that. I love that already for me, right? So as I'm looking at the number two, and I'm looking into, my birth year to come. I look at the definition of it, and with number two, I looked it up, and it's supremely feminine force, both grace and power, aiming to bring peace and balance. And oh, I love this to my core because this is balancing things, and which is what I really wanted to look for, harmony in things. So, really looking at the numerology and breaking it down however you need it and be mindful at that point. So, that's what I love to do. What else? Journaling. So I do journal. However, this year I want to do a birth year journal. I love journals. I don't know what it is about them and pens and stickers and all kinds of things, but I really do want to have just my journal because I do have a tarot journal and then I have a separate journal and I have a self-care journal because it was gifted to me. And each one is like I start out strong and then, life happens. It's like, damn, when am I supposed to journal when I can't even get 2 minutes to myself? This year, I'm going to make that different for myself. And that's why I started with, hey, you know what? Use the technology. Why not? So I do want to continue journaling. As I said, that's going to be, for me personally, my shadow work. I do. I am working through recent trauma as I have with my journaling, but this is now where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get into it. I'm no more excuses. I need to do the shadow work and challenging myself with that and pushing forward with that. So if you love to journal or if that's something you would love to just start, I would for myself, I'm always like, oh, my journal, it's beautiful. I don't want to write in it if it's sloppy and messy, but I'm going to give myself that grace to like cut the perfectionism as much as I can and just write. Because I'm like, I'm going to do my spell work in this one and my poetry in this one and this will be my everyday like my diary and why not put it all in one? I do like to separate my tarot though, my tarot and my personal journal. Because I do like to go back and I do like going back and looking at my tarot journal. For example, whether you know or not, um, here's a shameless plug, but I do year ahead readings and I do it for myself as well. So I have that in my tarot journal so I can go back and be like, all right, what did the month of August, what did I pull? And just kind of reflecting on that and seeing like if it resonated or not. So journaling, I love it. If I was any kind of an artist, maybe I'll start sketching a little bit. But as a kid, I would, cut pieces, I would collage. So I would cut magazines out because my mom was always bringing magazines because she had worked for the doctor and they would always get magazines and cutting out pictures and words and just pasting them on the page and then kind of adding my own into it. So, with technology, that gets harder and harder to do, but that's something I enjoy doing. Speaking of tarot, getting readings or anything of the sort. So I personally I do pull for myself, but I also like to receive readings also. So this year I have amazing friends, but I actually got two separate readings and beautiful, amazing. And I'm going to pull for myself because I love to pull my cards for my year ahead and for my birth year. So if you're into that, hit me up. I love to do birthday readings. I love to do year ahead readings as well. And as we went into candle magic, more candle magic or things that you can do is like right now, I'm actually burning a birthday candle. As I'm recording, I have my birthday candle, like it is my month and my day. And this is not sponsored. Is it called birthday candles? I guess it's called birth date candles. And it's so beautiful. It comes with like your birth month and the day. And it says the day of the superstar, which thank you. And it has, your zodiac sign, the planet, the number, and your strengths and your weaknesses and the sense. So amazing company. I'm not sponsored, but this is the kind of stuff that I like. I went to my local Botanica and I got a Virgo candle. I've had these candles, I think, going on 3 years now, right? Because I only burn it for like that week of my birthday or just Virgo season. And I'm not saying it's every single day because I gotta go to work but it's in my head, I'm like, what an amazing purchase because I'm gonna use this next year if I don't finish it. So I don't know, that's just something I love to do. And I can at least get at least 2 to 3 years out of it if you feel me. But I mean, you can burn it every single day, obviously. But that would be a great time that you can add your herbs and your flowers and your crystals associated with, your birthday. Speaking of crystals, you can make a crystal grid. And with that crystal grid, you can put either your wish in the center or your focus for the year. And a lot of people do this for the new year where they focus on like a word or a phrase for the year and that's their focus. But you could also do it for your birth year. So if my numerology is number 2, maybe I'm just, I want to look into maybe my word is um besides balance, maybe well-rounded. You know what I mean? Or whatever, harmony, whatever the word that you want could be placed in the middle with crystals around and creating a crystal grid. Could be just for that day. You can have the grid out all year and just kind of see how things go for you. Also, whatever gifts you get, if you receive cash, gift cards, that would be an amazing time to actually put it in your money bowl. And if you don't have a money bowl, oof, you got to make one. Super easy. Mine has like rice, because rice is abundant, you can put some crystals in there, some cinnamon, to bring in that abundance, basil, things like that. And really what your money bowl is where you can put your manifestations or your wishes, to bring in money, to bring in that abundance. And that would be the great time for you to feed your money bowl with the cash and gift cards that you got. And then obviously use that money and gift cards. And it's just a beautiful cycle to have that money bowl. You feed it and then you use it. So that's super easy, something that I would love to do. Okay, moving on. I had something at the tip of my tongue and then I moved on to the money bowl because it got into my head. Oh, oils. So with oils, you could start bringing in either associations of what you want to bring into your birth year. You can add your crystals to it, herbs associated with your birth date, or your zodiac sign. And you can actually, as you make it for the grid, right? Or you're making it for your spell jar, you're making it for your sachet, all is the same realm, but this oil is almost like your manifestation oil with that wish. So with whatever oils you're going to make or create, you can start it on your birthday or you can start it, before your birthday so that it's ready by your birthday. Just depending on the oil, you could, oil infuse it quickly if you double boil it, or you can infuse it and have it steep for about 4 to 6 weeks. You can have it on the windowsill, and just have the sun give its energy to it. Whatever you feel, you just have to adjust that timeline. So this is where you have added a little bit more work, especially when you're working with oils, but very well worth it if you want to put in just a little bit more extra into that. And with that oil, you can dress your candles, you can dress, your bath water, your divination tools, yourself, have it around you. And just like with the moon water, adding elements like, my birthstone is the peridot, so I could put peridot into that spray and just give it a good shake, maybe some essential oils, and spray it around whenever I need that. I don't know, that birthday magic kind of energy, so to speak. So I love that. Oils and the moon water, just the oils will take. Well, it takes a little bit more time. And treat yourself. Yeah, allow others to treat you. And this could be anywhere from getting a massage, any kind of self-care. Even if you just give yourself 5 minutes with with nobody around you where it's just you. You know what I mean? Giving yourself that extra time out where you just breathe in, exhale out. Here we go. Another birth year. Can't wait to see what's to come. This is what I'm manifesting. This is what I'm going to bring in. This is what I'm going to focus on. And really focusing on yourself because it is your birthday. This could even look like maybe a ritual bath or a shower. Um, Going out to the movies, splurging on a dinner or a dessert. Anything, just a little bit of just a little treat yourself kind of magic. Treat yourself because you deserve it. And this is like the day where we celebrate you or you celebrate you. I mean, like I said last year, I was by myself, but guess what? I still celebrated myself. It was hard. Mercury retrograde was kicking my ass. I was alone, but I still made that time for me. I didn't feel sorry for myself. It was just new. It was just different. And now look at me this year. Everybody was here. Everybody was there for me at this party. And as I'm breaking things down, I'm looking at my notes and I see my numerology, maybe even breaking down how old you are, the numbers of how old you are, and things that are important to you. Maybe some boundaries you're going to set. Maybe you wear a certain birthstone all year, or someone gifted you a piece of jewelry, and that's just, you know what? This is what I'm going to take with me. I love birthdays. I love celebrating people. I love when, that we sing to them and yeah, you sit there a little awkward like, oh my God, this is so weird. But it's that enchantment. Oh, I love it. Love it. Even give yourself a little photo shoot. Oh man. Possibilities are endless, but these are some very easy, like I said, low effort. Some had a little bit more effort, but little rituals that you can do on your birthday. And you can even do, as I'm going to close out, if you don't read for yourself, you don't, if you're looking for a way to do some self-care, this Wednesday, September 4th, I believe. Let me get that date for you. Just a reminder that I do every first every first Wednesday of the month, I do a restorative Reiki. And this September 4th, it's on Zoom, so you don't have to have your camera on. I lead you into Reiki-led meditation, where it's a time for yourself, for you to release whatever it is that you had on your shoulders from, your past birth year, and we're releasing that. That way we can release that energy from the previous year, whether good or bad, you know, and really cleansing out your energetic field and opening yourself up to abundance and prosperity, new opportunities for doors to open, and above anything else, to just give you a few moments, that 35 to 40 minutes of this session, to relax, to receive messages, to feel grounded, and to keep moving forward into your birth year just with arms wide open. I'm ready to bring in abundance. So, if you're interested, there's links in the show notes. And like I said, I love to do birthday readings. I love, love, love to do Reiki. And I just message me, hit me up, let me know about what you would like, and I would love to guide you. I excuse me. The way I take care of my self-care also is I buy myself crystals. And this will be a an episode for another day, but I finally finished, and I shouldn't say finally because I binged watched Supernatural. And I was like, I told my husband, I am going to finish all 15 seasons before my birthday. And was it in a span of 6 weeks? 6 weeks. Oh my gosh, no, 6 months. Yes. I was dedicated. I was so into it. And I didn't want it to end, but another reason was I wanted that tarot deck. And as an early birthday gift, my husband and my boys gifted me the supernatural tarot deck, a supernatural mug that when you heat it up, the little pentagram comes through the sigil, and a supernatural necklace. Freaking bomb as shit. I was like, ugh, this just made my whole birthday. So that's what I have coming forward. And I would love to do readings for y'all. So just hit me up. Links are in the show notes. You can find me on Instagram at Susie's Enchanted Crossroads. I'm on TikTok at Enchanted Crossroads. Hit me up on my email, Susie's Enchanted Crossroads at gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. And coming up later in these episodes, I actually have a few guests. I'm really enjoying having guests on the show and chit-chatting with them on their expertise, and I hope you're loving it too. So hit me up, and I would appreciate any reviews that you leave, 5-star reviews. Any kind of reviews that you leave just really pushes the podcast out there so that it can reach more people, more gorgeous souls like yourself. I'm going to go ahead and head out. I'm going to continue enjoying my birthday celebrations. And if it's your birthday or it's coming up, happy birthday, gorgeous soul. And until next time, I will see you at the crossroads.